Don't rage just yet. There is a way to beat them. Name's Dave with WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most difficult video game bosses and how to beat them. For this list, we're looking at a handful of difficult boss battles and giving you the best strategies on how to beat them. However, we're only looking at one boss per franchise because, well, let's be honest, this would just be another Dark Souls list. Number 10, Gafgarian, Final Fantasy Tactics. Just to clue you in on how hard this fight gets, you start out separated from your party, and Gafgarian has used his Dustblade ability to damage you and heal himself. If you aren't prepared for this fight in advance, he will likely kill you on his second turn before you can get to the winch and open the gate to get help. Even if you get to it on time, you'll still likely be downed given his attack has unlimited height, allowing him to hit you from ground level. The best way to win this battle is to set yourself up to take him head on and have the foresight to either steal or break his sword. Number 9, Puss in Boots, Shrek 2.
Puss in Boots. Feel my caroline tails.
You would think a game aimed at children would have some pretty basic boss fights. Puss in Boots is simple, but the whole fight plays like Parappa the Rapper. Instead of giving the ferocious feline a beatdown, you're subjected to a rhythm minigame where you have to press buttons to dodge an attack. What makes the whole experience painful is that your hits do very little damage, and to make matters worse, the delayed animations and sound effects can throw you off easily. Our advice: mute the TV so you only have to pay attention to button prompts. It also helps to buy upgrades from the spooky forest in advance.
Feel the wrath of Puss and his mighty boots.
Number 8, Sinistar. It may be the oldest entry on the list, but Sinistar still manages to terrify us decades later. Perhaps that's part of the reason why beating him was so difficult. The other struggles are due to how the game works. For starters, the only way to get bombs is to shoot asteroids, and the bombs are only a single pixel wide, making it difficult to pick up. On top of that, Sinistar has the tendency to be on the player's ass until they're dead. That means your best strategy is to gather as many bombs as you can before Sinistar can be constructed. If you need to grab more bombs while he's chasing you, you'd better have a grip on the ship's controls. Number 7, Morgan Freeman, South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
You think your farts are pretty bad, huh, kid? Well, I'll be the judge of that. You're sure you're ready?
The Fractured Butthole presents the true test of a skill after beating the main story. Go into Freeman's Tacos and whack Morgan Freeman 3 times to begin the ultimate challenge. Mr. Freeman has a few tricks up his sleeve. Not only does he boast wide-ranged attacks and 9,999 HP, but he has a second phase where he can take 2 consecutive turns. Your best defense? Have 2 characters alternate on aggroing him each turn. Freeman will have to attack them, but they gain a shield that negates all damage during that turn. You can also limit his mobility, and thus his attack range, by surrounding him with your party members. It also helps to have your healer away from danger and use farts wisely.
Super Craig to the rescue. Storm is over, guys. We won.
Number 6, Dracula, Castlevania. We thought the boss fight against Death was brutal, with the teleporting scythes, but Dracula was a real threat. How many times did we die from his fireballs and constant teleporting? Not too many to count. And yet, there's an easier way to beat him than just wailing on him with your whip. If you stand roughly 2 or 3 ground tiles away from Drac and jump towards him at the right moment, you can dodge the fireballs completely. His second phase is where things get dicey. Just try to keep your distance and use whatever ranged item you have. Number 5, Orphan of Kos, Bloodborne. Bloodborne has been infamous for arguably being tougher than the Dark Souls games, to an extent. But the hardest boss didn't come until the Old Hunters DLC was released. This terrifying monstrosity, the Orphan of Kos, will do everything it can to kill you. Using its placenta as a club, the Orphan boasts incredible speed and damage, and its second form is even worse, unleashing explosions of gore and lightning. Patience is the key to victory here, and you best sharpen your skills if you want to feel like you've truly conquered Bloodborne. Or you can just get him stuck in a corner and cheese the crap out of him. Hey, whatever it takes, right? Number 4. Sans, Undertale. You pacifists may know him as a jokester, but those of you who went for the genocide run will know him as the bane of your existence. While the fight with Sans starts off relatively easy, it gets hard quickly if you get hit, since Sans deals poison damage. If you want to make it out alive, you'll have to stock up on items and try to do some healing before you reach the second phase. Once you hit phase 2, pay close attention to his patterns and expect the unexpected. Number 3. The Nameless King, Dark Souls 3. The Orphan of Kos may have been an intense fight, but it is nowhere as vicious as the fight against the Nameless King. While the dragon may be intimidating to some players, this is actually the easiest part of the fight. Keep your reticle locked onto the dragon, and you'll be able to anticipate swooping attacks and the king's lightning bolts. Once you've killed the king's pet, the second phase begins, and this is where you need to play defensively. A careless mishap can allow the king to wipe out a good majority of your health, and if you don't have a crap ton of Estus, you'd better play it smart. Number 2. Isshan the Sword Saint, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Sekiro holds many incredibly difficult boss fights, but of all of them, Eshan has got to be the toughest. In addition to having 3 health bars, the guy's attacks have an absurd amount of damage range, requiring more than a single dodge to successfully avoid his strike. Of course, what kind of boss fight would this be if not for a few phases to mix things up? After his first health bar, he'll charge weapons, and upon losing his second, he'll bombard you with lightning strikes. Oh, and you can fall off the edge of the map here, so load up on healing gourds and make sure you're aware of his position on the field. Before we reveal our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
It's over. This is it.
Nanomachine, son!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Whereas most of Punch-Out's fighters give you a reasonable amount of time to hit them, Tyson requires split-second reactions as well as some predicting. Some moments, he'll just wail on you without hesitation. Other times, he'll wait for you to throw a punch or dodge before counterattacking. However, if you manage to sock him while he's blinking, you may be able to knock him down instantly or gain a star. His winks can also give away which direction he'll be swinging from. Try not to focus on quickly KOing him though. It most likely won't happen, and the fight will end on a judge's decision. Just play it smart and refine those dodging skills. In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.